Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Finding Your True North. And today I have a lovely expert on calmness. She's a calming expert, a relaxation expert with me. Welcome, Nadine.
Hello, Anne. It's so lovely to be here and in your wonderful summit. What a brilliant topic.
So Nadine, I want to tell you a little bit about Nadine, because Nadine has, she's a founder and teacher of the trusted Calm Yourself method, which helps busy, successful people who are struggling with feelings of overwhelm and guilt. And she's teaching them how you can recognize and release these old patterns, and how you like these old patterns that hold you back, and how you can reduce stress and anxiety so you can build confidence and self-esteem. So this enables you to create your own perfect life-work balance and get everything done with like ease and joy. And that is possible because we know that, so we both experience.
Exactly.
This is something we're going to talk about in the interview, which I love.
We're living proof, aren't we? It can be done. So yeah,
definitely. So you tailor bespoke programs for your clients, and we're going to talk some more about that because you're going to give us a little test as well, like a little session.
Yes.
So everybody can join in and get an experience of what this can be like. So Nadine, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm pleased to be here. It's so wonderful, really wonderful. I love your topic.
So coming into finding that true north, and you know that when you feel off balance and you get to find back to that direction in your life again, like let's dive straight into like what is the like number one top advice you would give people?
Really good question. It's so easy, isn't it, for us all to get distracted. We lead busy lives, and like you said in that beautiful introduction, you know, it's about finding that perfect balance for you, and it's very easy to lose it, and because we focus on one thing, sometimes maybe I wouldn't say the wrong thing, but maybe not the best thing for us personally. So my advice for that is to really just pause. It's taking a pause, isn't it? And that is as simple as just a breath, just to stop for a moment and just tune into you, and then choose how you want to go forward, just to make sure that you are on your right path for you. And it sounds quite selfish, but I like to call it self-care. It's looking after number one, isn't it? But we can so easily forget just to listen to ourselves and tuning in. And as you said earlier, you know, I do a lot of mindfulness meditation, simple breathing techniques, and it's all about, I like to call it snatching a moment of calm. So when we're busy, when we're frantic, when we're feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling stressed and anxious, that is exactly the time just to go, oh, okay, I know what's going on, because we do it all the time. Take a moment, take a breath, and this is what I teach people, how to do that quickly and simply. Recognize what's going on. You know, you might be getting a bit frantic, and that is okay, that's normal. And then just within your breath, choosing how you want to be, choosing what you want to do next, just checking, you know, am I doing what's right for me, you know, and listening to what comes up for you, listening to our own intuition, because again, we can lose that, can't we? We start off as children being very, very good at looking after ourselves. I was a nursery school teacher for 13 years, and the children taught me so much. And we lose that as we grow older. We get more and more caught up in everyone else's world, don't we? And we forget how important we are. So that wasn't a very quick, simple answer there, but that's in essence.
Yeah, I recognize so many like bits and pieces. First, you said like bringing that awareness into like, you know, when that stress builds up, it usually comes sneaking in and you don't realize it before you get like, you're just breathing up here, and your head feels like it goes. So just recognize, okay, there it happened, and then you say like how finding the technique to just like come back down again.
Exactly. And most of the people that come to me have reached that point. They've hit the wall, they've reached that crisis point, and they come to me and ask for help then. And that is fine, because we can do a lot. But you're absolutely right. And that's one of the things that I teach. It's knowing what stress feels like for you. what it feels like when you are too busy, what it feels like when you're rushing around all the time, because we live that life, don't we? A lot of us, you know, not me and you, because as I say, we've learnt, but people get
It
caught
still
up.
happens,
It's how,
right?
yes, it can still happen, can't it? Exactly. And it's how I used to be. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I used to be totally caught up in a frantic, busy
Me
world.
too.
Exactly, you know, we all do, and we're very good at doing loads of things and coping and getting things done, and that's to be credited, but it isn't necessarily the best for our emotional, our mental health and well-being, and for our physical health and well-being. So to learn, and like you say, to recognize, and everyone feels stress and overwhelm in a different way, so feeling what it's like for you, everybody individually, and then actually going, oh, okay, I know what this is, and getting almost familiar with it, and then actually going, right, and I know what to do to change it if I want to, because you don't have to. You can keep going in the fast lane if you want to, but if you want to actually just choose a different way or find a different way to do it, then we're giving, and I'm all about choice. It's giving people that choice to actually go, okay, I choose, I carry on being stressed and anxious, or I choose to actually just do things and tweaking just a different way.
Yeah, and my experience with this, as you said, like because both you and me have been through a life where we've been super stressed and realized like this can't go on. I know for me, I was going into a like really deep burnout for many years because of all this stress, and learning then the methods, even though they don't work immediately the first time, it's something about when you practice them over even just a few weeks, something in it, because we know the neural patterns in our brain connects and make new pathways. So the body then just recognizes it. So it happens very fast, as you say. They can, like, you can just go in there and you can choose a different state.
Yeah, and I love that. Yeah, you are so right, because it's that, to be fair, with some people I work with, they can instantly get what I'm saying, and it has an effect. But you're absolutely right, and this is why people say meditation practice, don't they? Mindfulness practice. We practice, and the more we practice, like you say, we are creating new neural pathways to our brain, and we're making these habits stick, and they will almost then happen automatically. When I work with people over a period of time, we learn, you know, how to get to our, I call it our calm, happy place. We learn how to get to that. And sometimes that can be quite hard, but once people have got it, then they've got it, and we can do it quickly. And I was exactly the same. I was very resistant to learning all of these techniques because I thought I was so important. I needed to be busy. You know, this is how I lived my life. I couldn't be calm and relaxed because that just wasn't going to get things done. So I was quite resistant to learning myself a long time ago. But once I got it, I learned that actually I can change, and that was quite mind-blowing for me, because I didn't think I could change, but I could, and that was really lovely. And so that's, you know that we can share that, can't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I'm open to sharing everything. As long as it helps other people, I'm open to sharing. I used to be very like private with my own stuff, thinking that it was like I was shameful of all my like not perfect sides.
The woo-woo.
Yeah, the woo-woo and the being, you know, not being all managing life and you know, handling everything. But, yeah, I was gonna say something where you said you were, I'm going to get back to it because now I forgot.
It will come back, but you made a really good point there, because we do hold a lot of shame, don't we, when we're not coping. And actually it took me personally a long time to realize that I wasn't coping. I thought I was coping with everything brilliantly, but my mind and my body was telling a completely different story. And I was scared of that, actually. You know, I was ashamed, and I did feel a bit like, oh, I can't admit that I'm not coping. But I was quite scared because I didn't know what was happening. So I think that's quite a common thing for people, isn't it? To actually sit in this discomfort for a long time before we actually maybe even ask for help or even know there is help out there. So again, what I think we're doing with this summit is so brilliant, because you're showing people, you're sharing this with everyone, and there are things you can do. And that is really valuable, isn't it?
Yeah. And also taking this and bringing it into what is actually your direction in life, what is your true north. Because when we are in that stressful life, we tend to go off course of what actually would be good for us, where we would thrive and be happy and feel fulfilled and have that deeper meaning of life. And that stress just takes away our navigation system.
It so does. You're absolutely right. I call it losing the plot. You've lost it, haven't you? Because you're in a stressful state. And it is a scientific proof. There is proof that actually when you are stressed or anxious, you can't think of anything else. You are just in that state. So it muddles your brain. And obviously you just cannot focus. And then you do, as you say, you get easily caught up in other people's importance, and that because you give your power away, don't you? You're actually then just going, I can't cope, so I'll just do. And I mean, I was years ago an eternal people pleaser. That's all I wanted to do. I was needy, and so I was always giving my power away and going, I just want to please that person, I just want to please that person. I never actually tuned into what I wanted for me. And that very classic, you probably heard it yourself, when you say to people, what do you want? There are some people that go, oh, I don't know, because they've never thought, they don't know what they want. Even if they're given the opportunity, they don't know. And that, like you say, it's very, very possible then just to get back in tune with you and actually then start to, and it's a lovely thing once you start to go, oh, actually, I'm going to ask myself what I want. Sounds a bit silly, but asking yourself what you want is such a wonderful thing to do. And I would suggest that people do it daily. Start your day with, what do I want today? How do I want to
just acknowledge, like I often acknowledge to myself, like, what would make me really happy right now. Sometimes, like, especially if you have kids, children, or you're going to work, so other people are depending on you and you're committed to something, you can not always like do exactly what would make you most happy. Like, I want to go to an amusement park and go roller coasting, I don't know. So but sometimes you have the opportunity to do that. And sometimes you can start finding what would make me feel good, what would make me happy in my situation here and now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because we can't always, do exactly what we want, can we? Like you say, there are commitments, there are things we need to do, but we can get that balance, can't we? Like we said earlier, that life-work balance. And actually, if we never tune into what our own needs, then we're never going to know what we do want, and we're never going to make that happen. And that's the thing, isn't it? To actually just go, oh yes, I do want something that maybe isn't that easy to get, like a day off or something, maybe. But we can work that out. But we need to know what we want first, don't we? That is the key. We need to be in tune to what we want and what would make us happy and what would make us feel good, because we all deserve that, don't we? We all deserve to be happy and feel good.
And I think that's definitely the way to go as well, to know that is possible, to know that we don't have to choose the struggle, but we can choose the joy and ease.
Yes.
So that's why I love like the work you do, that's kind of where that is the core, because I think so many people that I see, and me earlier as well, or before, was that I thought life had to be a struggle. That's what I heard from my parents. That's what everybody said. Oh, it's not going to be like bed of roses. It's not. So I had these ideas that if I didn't struggle, I wasn't in the right place. It wasn't good enough, or there was something wrong. So just going back into like, hey, how can I do this where it's easy, where it's fun, where it's enjoyable.
Yeah, you are so right. And there's going to be a lot of people that really resonate with what you've just said, myself included, because I used to think that, if I'm not working hard, I'm not good enough. There was that value there, where it came from, I'm not 100% certain, but it was there. I have to work hard. I have to be busy all the time. And I did, and I say to people, I learned the hard way so you don't have to, which is a bit of a cliche, but I did. I made everything hard for myself, and I don't know, and I really feel, and again with a lot of people I work with, there's a lot of guilt around having an easy, joyful life. They don't feel that they deserve it. They have, well, it can't be that way. Like you said, it's got to be a struggle, and actually just to get that message that it doesn't have to, changes everything, doesn't it? Just go, actually, I can choose to do things my way. I can choose to do things an easier way. I can take that easier path. But sometimes there's guilt, and we need to recognize and let go of that as well, because that is very important, isn't it? So
and it's nothing wrong or bad with feeling that guilt. It's just like, okay, I feel guilt. Do I need it? No. How can I let go, and how can I? And I think the biggest gift, when, for me at least, when I started going on this path, like it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be nice, it's like things actually started flowing to me a lot easier. So I like opportunities came that didn't come before. Meetings with people, it was the right people coming into my life. So like more abundance, more money, more fun, more free time. So it definitely, and it was some of the, like the most important thing that I've experienced in my life, that I wanted to bring forth in this summit with Art. So I also know that, like you said earlier, we talked about before we started the interview, like getting out of your head and into your heart to tune into your true soul purpose. Because
and that is key, really, because we spend so much time in our heads, as we were talking about, being busy, getting things done, thinking all the time and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. That is how we function. But it is so beneficial to learn how to, what I call, switch off your busy head and come out. And it's very easy to actually do it by coming out of your head into your body in whatever shape or form. And it's something that I teach. But you're absolutely right. You know, when we're caught up in the busyness of our head, and especially, you know, people can really relate to when they can't sleep at night, you know, their head is busy when they're trying to sleep. When you learn how to come out of that busy head, again, it's so freeing, because then you just tune into your body, your mind, your breath, whatever works for you. As you said earlier, you know, I work with people in an individual way. But it is important, isn't it, just to recognize, oh, my head is really busy. Let's just take a moment, come out. It might only be for a moment, and we go back to busyness again, but that is okay. That's a start, isn't it? So you're
Is that the exercise we're going to do with you?
Well, yes, it's going to be the start of it. So yes, it would be really lovely to have, so everyone can have a little go at what we're talking about, so they can feel it for themselves. So
should we do it now?
Yes, I'm really happy to share something. So what we're going to do, as I say, is we're going to start by coming out of our head into our body. And some people might be familiar with that. It is a very common meditation practice. And then we'll do a little bit of visualization, really, to tuning in to our heart, to our true soul purpose, and having a little bit of a visualization about where we want to go. So it's just a little taste, a little example of what I do. Obviously, when I work with clients individually, we take a lot more time, but we can do a little taster now. So are we ready to have a go now?
Beautiful. I mean,
lovely. That is lovely. And I know you're going to join in with me. I'll probably take my glasses off, actually, because I like to, and I will close my eyes. I can't help myself. So I will invite everyone that's listening just to get themselves comfy. We are sitting, and it is okay just to be sitting, but if you want to lie down, you can do. We're not going to be too long, are we, with this? So people might fall asleep, but I have that effect on some people. But wherever you are, if you're sitting, then please, can you have your feet flat on the ground? It's nice to have that connection with the ground, and just make yourself comfy wherever you are. If you're happy to, let your eyes just close, but if you don't want to, that's fine. And just start to tune into your breath. Just breathing in and breathing out, tuning in to your breath. Now, your mind might be busy, it might be wandering, that is fine. Just getting familiar with just stopping, surrendering to this stillness, which might be quite new for people, and just tuning into your breath. So just noticing your breath as it enters your body, wherever it is. There's no right or wrong. And then noticing, feeling your breath as it leaves your body. Tuning in your own rhythm as you breathe in and as you breathe out, just becoming aware. And that in itself is quite relaxing. It's a start. And as I say, your mind might wander off. That is okay. If you notice it wandering off, getting busy again, then just notice. And with a light heart and a sense of humour, just bring it back to my voice, if that helps you, or to your breath. Your breath is always there to anchor you. So this is what we can use. So again, in your own rhythm, the next time you're ready to breathe in, I'd like you just to be soft and gentle with that breath in. We don't need to take a big breath. But as you breathe out, I really want you to focus on your exhalation, because that is the part of the breath that naturally relaxes you. So really enjoy a long, deep, slow exhalation. And just get in a natural roll of breath with that, breathing in soft and gentle. And then as you breathe out, long, deep, and slow. So as you're getting in a lovely rhythm in your own space, in your own time, just start to notice, as I say, on purpose, noticing what's going on in your head. As you breathe in, it's almost as if you're breathing that breath into your head space, so you can notice what's there. And then as you breathe out with that exhalation, invite your breath just to slip down your body. And that might sound a bit strange, but your breath will follow where your intention is. So again, as you breathe in your own rhythm, breathing into your headspace, noticing what's there, and there's no right or wrong. Then as you exhale, just if you want to, imagining that breath just slipping down from your head into your body, wherever it wants to go is fine. So again, you're doing a lovely roll of breath. So as you breathe in, and it might help you to breathe in through your nose, as if that breath is filling up your head with space and light, and maybe shining like a torch on what's going on in your head. Just notice what's there. And then as you exhale, just inviting anything that's there, any busyness, any words, pictures, just to slip and slide with the breath, and imagining that your breath is going down your body now. So it's coming out of your head, taking any busyness with it. So again, when you're ready in your next breath, breathing into your headspace, just taking a moment to notice what's there. And then as you exhale, just bringing your intention and your breath, your mind, down into your body to sit into your heart center. So your breath, your mind, your intention is going to be focusing now in your heart center. And if it helps you, you might want to put your hands on your chest, your palms just gently there, but you don't have to, it's entirely up to you. So just again with your breath, as you breathe in, notice what's in your head, and as you breathe out, just slip and slide your attention, your focus to your heart center. And if you are able to, doesn't matter if you're not, just breathe in and out to your heart. So as you breathe in, that breath, feeling it in your chest, your lungs, and then as you breathe out, just soothing and settling with your exhalation, but focusing your attention now on your heart center. Breathing in soft and gentle. Breathing out long, deep and slow. And again, your mind might have wandered, that is fine. Just coming back to your breath, anchoring, settling yourself. And I would like now just to invite your mind to wander with direction. This will be easy for you to do. As you're tuning into your heart with every breath, listening to your body and your mind, your feelings, emotions might be bubbling up for you, that's fine. Start to think, as I say, inviting your mind now to wander with direction. Start to think and ask yourself the question, if you like, what do I want? What do I need? Just playing around with the words that work for you as you're breathing in and out, tuning into your heart. Just really thinking, taking a moment just to ask yourself what you want. What do I want to do? What do I need? What will make me happy? What will give me joy? And you might already have some answers bubbling up. You might be struggling. Again, there's no right or wrong. Just get used to this practice of breathing in, breathing out, tuning into your heart center. And this is where we can learn to tune into our true soul purpose. It might not come easy to start with, but it's something we can really get good at. And if your imagination is working really well, as we are so good at, And as you're breathing in this lovely, calm, safe, peaceful space, just imagine in front of you a path appears. You might be able to see something at the end that is a goal for you, or you might just have a path appearing. Whatever colours are coming up for you, I've actually got like a red carpet appear in front of me. You might have grass in front of you, a beach, a forest. Whatever comes up for you, a path in front of you. And whether you can see anything at the end or not, just knowing that this path that has opened up in front of you is the right path for you. You're tuning into your heart, your soul, knowing that this is the right way for you to go. And just imagine yourself now just moving forward slightly along that path and just knowing, trusting your heart, your intuition to be making the right choices for you. And you don't need to know where it's going. If it's coming clear for you, that's great. But you've just started to go down that path, knowing, feeling, enjoying the choice that you've made, the power that you feel, just by tuning into your intuition. And as you breathe, just letting yourself go as far down that path as you want to, as what comes naturally for you. You might not have moved at all, and that's okay as well. Just opening up these possibilities to a new path, a new way of feeling, thinking, and behaving. New opportunities for you. Even if you're not clear, even if you don't know, you're just starting to feel this, maybe in a completely different way for you. Tuning into your heart center. Choosing, empowering, giving yourself permission. And as you breathe and as you're focusing on your path forward, finding your way, you might notice some resistance bubbling up, and that's fine, that's normal. You might have reasons why you can't do what you want to do. You might not see clearly what you want to do. You might be feeling a little bit muddled, but that is okay for now. But again, just noticing and recognizing what is coming up for you. There's no right or wrong. And if there is resistance as you breathe in, just notice it. It might be clear what it is. You might have visions or words coming up or hear voices. But again, as you exhale, knowing that this exhalation is so powerful for you to relax and settle mind, body, and soul, you can just invite any resistance just to go with the breath as you exhale. Just coming in tune to your mind and your body. As you breathe, just noticing what you notice, feeling what you feel. Letting any resistance go, focusing, tuning in again to your true soul purpose, what you really want and what you really need. Giving yourself permission to choose. And now just coming back to your breath and your own natural rhythm. Letting any images, feelings, pictures, words, let them all just fade away now as you come back to your natural rhythm of your breath. Slowly becoming aware of the temperature in the room, your feet firm on the ground, your body supported by the chair wherever you are. Coming back to reality slowly and gently in your own time. And if you have closed your eyes and you want to, I invite you just to slowly and gently open them. Look at your surroundings with a fresh view, new light, new energy, new possibilities. Ah, that's a lovely smile. I always smile when I come back to reality. You might want to just shake your hands, have a bit of a roll of your shoulders, stamp your feet if you want to, just coming back to reality now.
Oh,
Oh,
Nadine, thank you.
thank you. That was I really enjoyed that. I always do. But that's an example. And some of you might have felt, oh, I wasn't really getting that. Don't worry. It might be the first time you've ever experienced anything. Some people might go, yeah, I've done this before. You know, it's quite a common little practice. But it just gives you a taster, like we said, of actually tuning in. Whatever you got, whatever feelings came up and right for you now.
Yeah.
And it is something, you know, we can practice, isn't it, and get better at. So
Yeah, and I could feel like because I want to say a little bit about your background as well, because you've
yeah,
been working with different therapies and
yeah,
using combination of like meditation and reiki and mindfulness. So you have like a big toolbox of things that you use, right? So I
yes.
feel that the way you guided us through there was really,
Did you get a
yeah,
bit of everything there?
yeah.
That is lovely. That is so beautiful. And I hope everyone else did too, because that is what it's all about, getting that taster. And you're absolutely right. I use a combination of techniques to help people. And I call what I do calm myself, because I'm teaching people to do it for themselves,
Mm.
so that they will have, like you say, they will then get their own toolbox of coping strategies and techniques and things to use that work for them. And like you say, tuning into your true soul purpose, choosing the path you want to go, is so freeing and so empowering.
And I think one of the biggest realization, because I was a little bit stressed before we started now, so because I couldn't find my notes and
I know,
I
I
was like,
know,
oh.
I know, and it doesn't matter, does
Yeah,
it?
but when we started doing when you started like breathing into your headspace and then just let your breath slide down your body,
Mm,
I was like, I need to, I realized all the thoughts kind of released, all the stress released. And my first reaction was like, no, I need you. What if I don't
yeah,
remember you? And I was like, oh my God, I
yeah,
still do this after so many years of meditation.
yes, yeah,
Recognizing it, I could just let it
yeah,
go, because it
yeah,
felt like these thoughts that I needed to be in control of. But once I let them
mm,
go and you led us onto that path, like the thing that really matters came kind of forth.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was super interesting.
And it is interesting, isn't it? And I'm so glad that you shared that, because that is so common. We hold on to everything. And I do a lot of work with people that have trouble sleeping, and that is exactly what they're doing. They're trying to remember everything, because they go, oh, I've got to remember, but we can let it go. And you did exactly, went through that process, didn't you? You were experiencing it yourself, because you go, oh, well, no, I can't. And people are scared of relaxing. People are scared of being too calm, because they think they will forget everything, and they don't think they'll function properly if they're too chilled, you know?
Yeah.
Which isn't true at all. But it
No.
is, and I was the same. I go, oh, I can't be relaxed, you know, I'm too busy. I can't possibly let it all go, holding on to so much. But like you said, then you didn't, with that breathing technique, with that, just repeating it, just recognizing it, it's okay that that was happening. And a lot of people, you know, what I did there was like a guided meditation. It's quite lovely, isn't it, to have someone guiding you, someone's voice to tune into. It makes it easier for you, doesn't it, just to follow someone else.
Mm.
And that is, so it's wonderful that, I mean, it's a shame for you that you had all that little bit of stress going on, but perfect that you could explain it, because I'm sure other people were feeling the same.
Yeah. And when we talk about this, then I remember what I was going to ask you earlier, because this really resonates with what we just experienced in this meditation and letting go. And that is around like positive stress, because some people
Yes.
say, oh, I need
Yeah.
some positive stress in my life.
Yeah, good one.
And yeah, since I've been working with and doing a lot of talks around stress, like what is good
Yeah.
kind of stress, what is stress we need, and
Yeah.
the stress we can let go of.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good, actually. And you're right. We do need stress in our lives. It's a good thing to have a little, you know, the nerves before you do something that's really important. You know, that's a good thing. It keeps us going, you know, to build up that adrenaline sometimes is really good. And it's something, again, just to recognize and use in the right way. You know, it's good to have some stress in our life. I don't think it would be good not to have stress, but it's actually when it's permanent stress, that's when it's dangerous. It's recognizing it and going, that's okay, but learning how to step out of that just as much as step into it is the key, isn't it? And as I say, that what I call snatching a moment of calm. If we can recognize we're stressed, and just even if it's only for a second, even if it's only for a few breaths, we can step out of it. It's sort of okay then to step back into it. And that can be how people live their lives, you know, to actually be, I'm very stressed most of the time, but I know how to switch off when I want to, when I need to. That's the key. So you're absolutely right. Stress is valuable. It has its place.
But as you say, I think that's probably the most valuable thing around stress, like the long-term stress, when that type of stress that can turn chronic. That's the dangerous stress. That's the stress that really tears on the body, and that makes us sick. So if we can avoid that. But then bringing us back to what we talked about at the beginning of the interview, like how to recognize when you're stressed, the signs, because positive stress, if you have too much of it, will also make that long-term stress, which is not good, right? So then having this tool, as you guided us beautiful to this breathing technique and meditation, just having that, so you can have like a set point to an experience of something else, so you can go back there and like, okay, no, this is actually like calm. So how can I get back into that?
Exactly, and really feeling it, because again, we don't always give ourselves that opportunity. You know, people are permanently stressed, you're right, and they don't even know what that is. They don't realize they are. And then when they have, I get the classic people that go on holiday and go, oh, it took me 4 days to get into holiday mode, you know. And I go, yeah, because you are on hyper all the time and you don't know how to change. So it's very valuable, and this is what I teach people, you know, recognizing what their stress is like for them, and then learning how to choose. You know, I can carry on stressed, or I can actually change, and we'll go back, you know, we'll go backwards and forwards all the time, and that is fine. That is quite healthy, actually. And also recognizing, you know, tuning into what your triggers are, certain things that actually will set you off on that path. Like you said earlier, recognize it before it gets too high, before we get to that past the point of no return. Actually, when we can do that, when we start to go, oh, I know what this feeling is, I know what's happening to myself, to my mind, to my body, and I can do something about it. Whether you choose to or not is again your choice. But actually, once you've got that tool, like you say, that is wonderful to go, oh, I know this, I know what's going on, you know, and then choosing how you want to act. And like you say, it's so beneficial to learn how to switch that off, because, you know, it is, if it's sustained stress, that is where the health is it's dangerous, isn't it, for our mind and our body. So
thank you. And to round off, I really want to just put an emphasis on that stress actually is one of the main reasons why we fall off that natural life path that makes us happy. And as you say, we can do with a little bit of stress. It kind of gets us going and, you know, keeps us aware and awake. But long-term stress, that's the one we want to avoid. Exactly. And finding then like the tools and like this guided meditation that you have just taken us through. But I also want people, if they want to connect with you, because you have a free meditation also that you wanted to give them. That was a good follow-up on this one, right?
Yes, it does. It sits quite nicely with what we've just done. It's called 6 Steps to Serenity. So it takes you through a process that actually does take you out of your head into your body. And it is literally, by the time you've gone through those 6 steps, it's a guided meditation like we've just done, but a little bit longer, that takes you out of stress into serenity. So yes, I would love people to have a go at that. And I'd love people to tell me how they get on with it. That would be nice.
Okay, definitely. And you can find a link under here somewhere. So look for the link on the website. And with that, I also want to like, where can people find you, and what kind of work how do you work together with your clients?
Yeah, I do group workshops, but I work predominantly with people one-to-one. Everything I do can be done online because we're worldwide, aren't we, which is wonderful. And it works beautifully, like we're just doing. It works so well. But Calmer Self is where you can find me. Calmer Self YouTube channel, Calmer Self Facebook page. My website is Calmer Self, so that's all you got to know. Calmer Self, find me. On my YouTube channel, there are lots of little taster meditations, so people can go and try. There's lots of me chatting about why I'm so passionate about what I do, if people want to know more about me. But it really is a good place to have a look, because there's lots of little meditations as well. So I encourage people to do that.
I encourage people to look up Nadine from Calmer Self and to have a look at and go through the meditation for the free gift and look for her links on the website.
Lovely.
Nadine, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. And we can tune into our true soul purpose and enjoy life, can't we? Thank you so much. Thank you.